Hey, it's Dino, Digispend Crypto, and we're doing a surprise late night stream tonight. I think it's Monday if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure it's going to take a few minutes for everybody to find us and see that we're online. But in the meantime, wanted to tell you a couple of quick things. First, I'm just a guy in a straw hat mumbling at the YouTube screen. So keep that in the back of your head. Hopefully the information that I present will be of some value to you, and you can use it as you go along on your crypto journey. You know, don't ever do anything that people on YouTube tell you to do. You know, gather all that information together, see how it all works out for you, and then you'll know whether or not that's something that you should do. All right, Mr. Bean? Yes, he agrees. Absolutely, yep. So he agrees. Let's get Mr. Bean back out on the screen. Mr. Loma. You have to love Mr. Bean. Fantastic. So I'm thinking as we go along that what I'm going to do is start taking some of the excerpts of the videos, and I'm going to start making those miniatures. So I think I'm going to do only live streams from now on, and then take some of the excerpts from those live streams, and I think I'm going to turn them into little standalone segments that'll attract the people that want those 10-minute things. So, hey, I see a couple of people online already. Let's take a look what we got out there. We got Duncan. Duncan saying, hey, Dino, how are you? So, you have to thank Duncan because I tweeted out something before, and Duncan was telling me that he was going to withdraw not having the Digispend show on. So I said, all right, I give. Let's do a quick show tonight and see what we come up with. There's a lot of information out there, a shocking amount of electronium information out there. I can't believe how many times I wanted and needed to get online, but just couldn't find the time. And hopefully we could talk a little bit about that tonight. So we got Paul out there. It's good to see you, Paul. Miss your smiling face. We got Phoenix Rising. Hey, Dino, you caught me doing homework and a live stream, so make sure you get that homework done too, alright? And here we got Michael. And Michael's saying, hey, Dino, good to see you. So it's great that you're out there. Obviously, you guys put as many questions as you want in there because we're going to do this completely off the cuff. I have a couple of things that I want to show you. But I have to tell you, there's just so much that has happened in the last week. It's shocking. It's shocking. All right, so Michael's asking, let's get right to it here. Michael's asking, wonder what happened to the Electronium miner after the update. It was at 107, now it's down to 86. So, Michael, it's a good question. And let me tell you about why it's down to 86. If you notice, with the update to the mobile miner, you had to reload, go to, if you were running Android, you had to go to the Google Play Store and download the newer version of the application so that it would actually run. So when you do that, it immediately shuts down the miner, and at a certain point, obviously, the old miner didn't work. So that difference in between people are the people that have not updated their mobile miners yet. So this is kind of actually good news, because you're saying there was 107,000 before, maybe even 120,000 before, but even at 107,000, the fact that those mobile miners stopped because they were not on the newer version, and 86,000 came back, goes to show you that well over what, 7/10 of the people who are using the mobile miners are physically using them on a noticeable daily usage, because otherwise they would not have upgraded and brought up the new system. So out of the 107,000, 86,000 people immediately upgraded and put the mobile miner back into action. So that's good news. Now the others are going to come along. You know, it may take them a little while to figure out what's happened and understand what changes. Not everybody is on Telegram, follows Digitspin Twitter. You've got to subscribe to the Digitspin Twitter account, because there you will find a lot of great information, probably before anybody else. So you want to be subscribed there, or on the Digitspin Telegram channel. So they will eventually recognize that their mobile miner isn't working. A lot of people, you know, they set it and forget it, like Ronco. And over time, they, you know, they'll check on it once a week, maybe every couple of weeks or something, and get themselves upgraded. So I don't know if you guys have this by you, but it's called Popeyes chicken. They have the best crispy chicken I've ever had. Popeye. It's awesome. So I went out and got some Popeyes for me and my wife, and we had a chance to sit down and, quote, have dinner together while we were working tonight. So I had a little leftover soda. Don't mind me. All right. Paul goes, yeah, I've been suffering from Digitspin withdrawal also. You guys crack me up. It's you know, you dedicated guys. I'm gonna have to tell you, there's a few of you guys, probably a dozen or two, that make me do this and give me the energy, should I say, to do the show as we go along. So I have a lot of fun. Let's see here. Phoenix is saying he thinks that my mobile mining rate has increased significantly, about 5 ETN a day now. 86,000 miners are good. They are banning the fake accounts. So yes, Phoenix, that is a correct statement. I had saw on Telegram a couple people mentioning that they were not getting, and then I started the proper rate. I started to take a look at mine also. I put in an alert to Andrew at Electronium that the mobile miners didn't seem to be, like, for example, I think over 4 days it showed that I had earned, you know, 1.5 Electronium, and it was in short order after that it seemed to be fixed. But not only did it fix and go to the proper speed, it appears that when I went back into history, all of a sudden I now was paid for those days that I thought nothing was happening. So it left me with the impression that the coins were being mined. The reporting of them on the mobile miner wasn't happening correctly, so there may have been some kind of bug or something that they fixed. I'm not sure where that left off. However, I do agree that it seems to be working correctly now, and the coins are mining. So, hey, listen, a couple of topics, and I want you guys to put it in the chat, your thoughts on a couple of things. First, I want your thought on Electronium KYC. Start telling me what you're thinking about this. Secondly, curious to see what you think of the Electronium instant payment system. There are systems that are starting to come online and integrate the API. I want to know what you're thinking in regards to this, and I'm going to take a look and then tell you also. So there's a lot of good information being going on. So yeah, so Duncan takes me to my first topic here, and he says, how good was that post on Reddit of the instant pay being installed in Egypt? And so voila, we're going to bring up that particular Reddit posting, because I had tweeted that out maybe an hour and a half ago as soon as I was made alerted to it. Now, Sonia who's a real big Electronium fan. She's also an admin on the Electronium HODL group. She had presented this to me while I was in a different Telegram channel, and immediately got this information out. It was a really good find, and reasonably posted only within the last 2 hours. If you were on Digispin Twitter, you would have known about this well over an hour ago. So what this is, and you're going to want to check this, take a look at this. You can get it off my Twitter. If I have an opportunity, I'll put it in the description below. But this here is a video of a guy in Egypt, and one of the largest point of sale systems that are used in Egypt. They actually are integrating this the Electronium API into it. And if we take a look at I'm gonna just mute this for a second, and you guys want to go see this video. But these guys have these mega stores, these retail mega stores in Egypt, where people purchase their goods. And he's showing the point of sale system that's used in all of these stores. And as you go along, you will see him, totaling it up, bringing up the API, the QR code, taking his phone, scanning it. You'll see it now. He scanned it. He's going to now confirm and pay. And there he goes, confirm and pay. And then he takes a look at the payment screen on the system, and it comes up. It's waiting. You got what, 4 or 5 seconds so far. Boom, transaction done and validating within 5 seconds. Prints out a receipt. Customers paid his bill, bought his groceries. Shocked and amazed at how fast these integrations are starting to happen and how they're putting this into place. Now, obviously, this guy's testing it. He put Electronium at $1.50 to pay this bill in this testing system, so that it used 18 Electronium or so to pay the $27 bill. But this type of stuff is going to happen everywhere. And this goes back to my question to you guys about the KYC, what you initially thought about it, and now what do you think? So it's, and I'm gonna talk about that subject in a few seconds on the KYC part of this, which is gonna allow things like this to happen. I can't even begin to tell you how important and how successful Electronium is going to be in the future. And it's going to take some time to get all these systems up online and get them running, but I have a feeling it's going to be quicker than I thought. And I have a feeling, it's my personal gut feeling, that Electronium has taken a path no other cryptocurrency has. And what they're going to pull off is going to be nothing short of a miracle going forward. Take a look at this guy's video. You definitely want to go see it. I have it on the Telegram channel for Digispin. I have it on the Digispin Twitter account. You can pull it up there. And you can look at it on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, type in the ISS point of sale, POS, with Electronium, and you will be able to find this video. Give this guy a like, put a comment in there, and tell him what you think after you watch the video. And I'd be curious for you to put in the comments below your thoughts as things go along. Is this going to make Electronium so much more than everybody else? Curious to see what you think about that. Let's take a look. There Hey, we got Andy out there. Andy's going, "What's up? What's up?" All right. Michael's saying that, yeah, he got himself verified on the Electronium app. So I'm curious to know what you guys thought in the beginning. I'm going to tell you something. It would be a lie if I told you. It would be a lie if I told you when it first was announced, and I looked at it and I said, wow, this is a lot of information. I can actually open up a bank account down the street with less information than what was being asked of me. And for about 10 minutes, I sat there and thought about it. And I actually took me 3 days before I actually started the process. Because I had to really sit there and think about this. Is Electronium going the wrong direction? Are they going to make this so overburdensome that it's going to crush them? And I didn't want to say anything. I actually didn't come online on purpose. I actually didn't broadcast. Because I needed a couple of days to digest and to really think about what was happening here. That was my gut reaction originally. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. It took me about 15 minutes to get over my initial shock at the EU requirements. Not Electronium. Electronium doesn't put these regulations into effect. They have nothing to do with it. They're just a fintech company that is bound by these regulations. And the first thing, I actually wrote on a Telegram channel, I'm glad, A, that I don't live in the EU. If this is the amount of documentation, it would... number 2, I put in there, this is more information. This is almost information requirements to go purchase a home than it is to open a bank account. And then I wrote in the next sentence, this is a game changer and is going to give Electronium such a head start over every other coin. And my thoughts were, over the next couple of days as I digested everything, the fact is that they're right. Crypto is not, and everybody is saying it, they just won't admit that what has to happen. None of them will. There's only a certain percentage of people that are going to play with crypto the way it is. It's too complicated for the average Joe. People that don't play with computers, there's no way they're going to be able to track and do it and keep it all organized, and it's just too much aggravation. And crypto the way it is a poison mushroom to companies that want to touch it. There's no way they're gonna taste it. It violates every standard that they have to use to be in the mainstream. They are the mainstream. And to make it mainstream, you're gonna have to give a little. You're gonna have to have 1 foot in the mainstream system, 1 foot in crypto. And I actually then did the process. Because initially I was like, geez, this is a lot. But then I actually did the process. For me, the Yodi went off without a hitch. I put in my information, put in my driver's license. Now I'm in the U.S. And, you know, it was real simple to just get me identified so that, you know, 30 days from now, you know, I can, you know, get into Electronium and do things. So I said, all right, let's go to number 2. And I put in process number 2. I'm not thrilled about having to give them this documentation, but it's easy. I sent them what they needed. It took about 24 hours, and Electronium verified that. So I said, all right, let's take a look at level 3. They wanted to make sure the EU, not Electronium, the EU wants to make sure that you have a source of income, that you have the ability to purchase things, that you have a source of income showing where money's coming from. They want to make sure that no illegal sources are coming into the system. I understand why they're doing it. I'm not happy about what the EU asks, but I'm okay. Made a copy of my paycheck stub, sent it in, and Electronium validated the EU rule that if you transfer more than X amount of dollars over a 3-month period, that you have to show that you have a source of income, that, you know, you're just not getting money out of thin air. And within 24 hours, I was approved for level 3. So the process for me was super easy. Now, I know that there are some people that are having issues. And Richard was real clear that they're going to make processes with Yodi to make it a lot easier for those specific countries. They're aware of these things, and since Electronium's the first to do this, obviously we're going to run into things that nobody else has seen or done before. So they're getting those things fixed. Richard was really confident that those types of things are going to get fixed. Hey, we got a phone call. Let's put that to the side. But these things they're going to find ways to solve these things to make it easy for everyone. And I, for one, don't doubt that. So I got myself level 3, and I'm good. Now, I'm going through this process, and I said, you know, at first I was like, oh, geez. But after I did the process, I was like, yeah, there's really actually no big deal. I go to open up a bank account. I still have I still have to show who I am, give ID, sign away like 7 documents, do all sorts of stuff. They have to know who they're dealing with. And because Electronium is putting one foot in that fintech and one foot into crypto, they're following the fintech rules, bridging it to the Electronium cryptocurrency, and they have now become the only gateway to this date, the only gateway to this date that any reputable large-scale company will be comfortable to sign a contract with them. So let's make sure you understand what I'm saying. By having this half foot in regulation of fintech companies where all the money is, and having the foot into crypto and following those rules, Electronium now is the gateway for mass adoption. And over those 3 days, I thought to myself, well, the process wasn't too bad. It was actually probably less than I thought it was at first. the repercussions of what they're doing is immense. I can't even begin to tell you what the ability now is. Electronium owns the patent to this instant payment system. So a company is going to be comfortable aligning themselves. And when I say company, I'm talking big company is going to feel comfortable. It's going to pass all legal muster. It's going to pass all EU regulations. It's going to pass the technology. Guys, because the API is so simple, it's standard API calls that any web developer can interact with. That big companies will have no problem whatsoever to put their John Hancock on the dotted line. And no other cryptocurrency is going to be able to provide that sense of security that Electronium has now in their pocket. And this literally took me a few days to really sink my teeth into how mega important Electronium is going to be as one of the first to do this. And while everybody else is going to be pissing and moaning what Electronium's doing, that's not crypto. Electronium's going to clean their clock, because over the next 6 months you are going to see partnerships being set up with Electronium. And even if I say over the next 12 months, you're going to see big partnerships being set up with Electronium. I have no doubt on this. And the reason why I say this, if you watch Richard's video with Crypto Rich, I have never seen Richard so giddy and just full of excitement in any video that I have ever watched with that guy. He is completely beside himself. He almost spilled the beans on something that he wasn't supposed to. He knows there's some excitement going on. And when the right time comes, I'm sure Electronium will announce it. But it was clear to me in that video, there is stuff that's going to literally knock the socks off of your feet. And an Electronium is going to be the horse that was well behind to blast forward over the months ahead. I have no doubt, and I am confident in suggesting to you to really take a look at Electronium. And I'm speaking to folks that maybe have not purchased any or like to make fun of Electronium. You need to do some research. You need to watch these videos. You need to understand, while everybody's making fun of it, Electronium is cleaning the floor. It will, in my opinion, be a significant turning point in the story that's being written on cryptocurrency. I present that to you. Do your own research, look into it. Don't be fooled by other YouTubers who just yabble out of their mouth, "Oh, that's a goofy coin," and have no research or background into it. Do your own research. Look into what I'm telling you. I got to get to this. You guys have like lit up the chat room, and I'm sorry. So let me get back to you guys here. That's my dissertation on the whole thing. Let's see, Phoenix Rising. Let's see, he comes up with. He goes, "Yeah, I supported KYC and I'm verified." Very good for you. I'm glad you took the time to do it. You will be part of cryptocurrency future, because we all know there's only so far it's going to go unless we make some kind of concession. Things may change in the future, but right now you have to make a concession to play by the rules of the existing system. If you want to attach yourself to that funds, if you want to be part and be able to interact with that system, you have to play by its rules. Once cryptocurrency is the mainstream, then cryptocurrency can define the rules. But right now, cryptocurrency isn't the mainstream. It's a minute fraction of the wealth that is out there. So it has to play by the rules of the bigger guy. Good for you. Alright. Michael saying that he goes, I have a question about the KYC. I don't see the Yoti icon on the ETN miner settings. You have to actually you have to download the Yoti app. And once you do that, there's a scan, a QR code scan. There's a video. You want to watch it on how to do it. Electroneum released a video, the process. But you could say, you could give you your basic information. I put my driver's license in there and everything. I created a Yoti. Then it says here to use it on a company. And it has Electroneum. You scan in the Electroneum icon, not your wallet, but there's a QR code for Electroneum as a company. It's in the instructions that Electroneum released. They have to do, I think, a little bit better at getting that information out, putting it at the top, because right now you have to kind of dig for it. Initially it was at the top and everything. It's on the Facebook. Go to the Facebook page, and then you'll have you can add a company to Yoti. You scan the Electroneum, and it says, "Oh, you want to give your information to Electroneum. Are you authorizing this?" And you say, "Yes, I am." Click. And it'll send Electroneum all your information, and then voila, you're level 1 done. Simple as that. So that's what you got to do. Yeah, Paul says, I don't mind the KYC, though doing it through a third-party app was confusing. Yeah, my initial thoughts on the whole thing were not in a good place. The first 10 minutes. I have to be honest and truthful on the matter. I was not excited in the first 10 minutes. After I started to play with the stuff and understood what it meant, I went and bought more Electroneum. So, yes. Obviously, Electroneum doesn't want to do the initial and write a whole application to be able to do that initial KYC. Yoti obviously needed a big name to add to their app to make their product something of worthy. So I'm sure it worked out to both companies' interest. I don't know this as any fact. I can only speak from my perception of the situation. It would appear to me that Yoti, needing a big name, would offer Electroneum a very attractive price point for each person that verified themselves. And that price would be cheaper than if Electronium had to go spend the money to develop it. So let's say they charged a penny per person, all right, and whatever that, and it comes out to whatever dollars, and it comes out to $10,000. There's no way they could build this system for $10,000. So from Electronium's perspective, they were wisely using our funds from the ICO to effectively get a solution in place that is being monitored and mentored and taken care of by a group of folks from Yodi who that is their specialty. Makes perfect sense, and I understand clearly why they did it. I think it's a smart decision on their part to incorporate a third party for the initial information, and I think it was an effective use of Electronium dollars. That whole process, though, you got to go to the page, the Facebook page from Electronium. You've got to watch the video. If you're a little confused, it kind of steps you through it, shows you how to do it. Everything's out there. You have to dig a little bit for it. All right. Duncan's saying that it will be the first global leading crypto, I believe. And with that will come the big deals. Interesting to see the whole who Mobile Streams also has deals with. Yeah, I'm not sure where Mobile Streams will take us. Every company that partners with Electronium adds another notch in our samurai sword. So, you know, it's great. We'll see what they start to do. I know that they're going to start to advertise and integrate it, and we're going to see a lot more companies get involved. Phoenix was saying similar. It says, I was surprised with KYC at first. Yeah. It kind of took your breath away for about 10 minutes. Absolutely. Absolutely took your breath away for about 10 minutes. Until you can wrap your head around it. Not only to do it, but what it all means. Took me actually a few days to really digest what this is going to mean to cryptocurrency, and specifically Electronium. But instead of whining, I just made a few dozen paper wallets and made a day of going to cold storage. I only hold about 370 ETN online. So yeah, that's another way of going about it. Just keep in mind, it's KYC, but that's not stopping you to go to any exchange. You don't need any KYC to go to an exchange. Well, you got KYC at the exchange. But you go to the exchange, you can buy your Electronium, keep them on the exchange. You can trade them, sell them, do whatever you want, send them to whoever you want. Just won't have access to the instant payment system. And the instant payment system is what's going to be built into all these point of sale systems at these major retailers. Major retailer is not going to put itself, is not going to touch cryptocurrency, because they can't guarantee where the funds are coming from. They have no idea if these are washed or laundered money. They have no idea where the stuff's coming from. But if the cryptocurrency they're accepting is fully KYC compliant, then it's a no-brainer. They can now add it to their cash registers and confidently accept Electronium as if it was cash. That, my friend, is the big ticket. Rick Vipermoto, level 3 easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I agree. It was a lot easier than I expected. It was more information than I expected, but it was very easy to do. It does take 24 hours or so each process, each level that you go through. At least at the point that I did it, I got in pretty quickly, even though it took me a couple of days. But we'll see. So Michael's saying, just throwing this out there, if Electronium wants mass adoption, wouldn't the price have to rise? At the current price, it would cost so much ETN to buy things, and if everyone is using it, there wouldn't be enough. Yes. Hence the point to my entire story. If you had 21 million people, if you had 21 million people, which we will blow past 21 million people, if you had 21 million people and each one of them had just 1,000 Electronium in their wallet, just 1,000, that would speak for the entire supply of Electronium. You tell me if there's not a scarcity of Electronium. You tell me if that price is not going to go up or down. Electronium is going to see some good things in the future. My personal opinion. I'm just a crazy guy in a straw hat mumbling at the camera for YouTube. Okay, so I can't say it. Asokan Nair. He goes, is the KYC process compulsory? I have more than one LIC ETN on wallet. So, if you want to use the Electronium mobile miner to keep your funds on the Electronium official miner, there will be, I'm positive, in the future that other wallets will appear where you can store your Electronium. But if you want to put it in the official Electronium wallet, and or you have intention of being able to do instant pay, you want to buy stuff at the grocery store, you will need to get KYC'd. Now, depending on the country that you're in, they'll be different as they go along. They're going to fix a few things to make it a little bit different for each country to allow for the proper KYC for those. But if you have the ability to KYC yourself and you feel comfortable with that, knock yourself out and get yourself KYC'd so that you don't have any problem with funds going in or out of your coins. Now, Richard made it really clear, at no point does he feel it right or a need to lock up anybody's coins. Those are people's property, and he recognized that, and he made it clear as a bell that he would not support anything that would lock somebody out of their money. Now, having said that, you may not be able to transfer it around or do certain, you might only be able to transfer certain, it could take you a year to be able to transfer your money out of your wallet if you have a larger amount, and you can only transfer so much each month. It could take you a year to get it all out if you're not KYC'd. Now, you can keep your money, your coins on a wallet, a paper wallet, and you can move it around without any KYC. You can keep your Electronium on an exchange and not do any KYC. You can keep your funds in a future wallet that accepts Electronium and not be KYC'd. So I'm using the CLI wallet, command line. The CL wallet, command line wallet. I created a wallet there. It downloads all the blockchain, keeps the node running in the background, and I can move funds in there, and I can transfer money in or out, Electronium in or out of that command line wallet. I'm comfortable in saying that in the future that somebody will create a nice GUI wallet to keep on your computer to be able to hold your Electronium. And you'll be able to do Electronium all you want with that. Knock yourself out. But if you want to use the instant payment system, that Electronium has 1 foot in fintech technology and 1 foot in crypto, and you want to span that bridge, you got to pay the toll keeper by showing him your papers. There are your papers. You have to show them your papers. And by doing that, you can now bridge and cross into mainstream the actual guys that run everything. And as soon as cryptocurrency becomes more valuable, then we can start calling the shots. That's how we make the difference. We get our foot in the door, we become valuable, and then we get to call the shots as cryptocurrency. All right. So Michael wanted to make sure there was enough electronium to go around. Yeah, when there's more people buying. Keep in mind, Richard's thinking of having 100 million people, 200 million people, maybe more, using electronium at some time in the future. Not next month, not at the end of the year, probably not even at the end of next year. But at some point, you're going to have a few 100 million people. You only need 21 million people to hold 1,000 electronium to have all of the electronium supply used. When there is a demand on electronium, the cost goes up. It's called supply and demand. If you're holding electronium, you will probably see a benefit. So Paul's telling me, hey Paul, tell me more about this. You say, I'm seeing more mentions of electronium on the YouTube channels that usually don't cover it. You're going to see more and more of that. You're going to see these guys on YouTube going, I guess I have to mention electronium actually is doing something pretty good here. They must be doing something right. They're being on this company and they've signed a contract with that company and they're on these phones and they're in these retail stores. I don't see anybody else doing that. What are they doing? They won't be able to not talk about it. They'll try. They'll try to bury it. They'll try to bury it. Won't be able to. After a certain point, you can't hide it. Curious to know what channels. Maybe you could tell me a little bit more, Paul. What channels you're starting to see on, if you can remember. You may not be able to remember. So Duncan goes, yeah, that interview with Crypto Rich was quite brilliant. I am subscribed to Crypto Rich. I have to admit I do not watch all his videos. The one thing that drives me crazy is his sound in the beginning. The music in the beginning is all treble and there's no bass, and it's so harsh on my ears. It really grates me the wrong way. That's just me. I still feel like I'm listening to it through a tin can. And for the most part, he does work with a lot of obscure stuff. You've got to be into that. Some of his stuff is brilliant. However, I do have to agree with you that Crypto Rich was able to interview Richard in a way that made him comfortable, that brought out a different side of Richard, and I will give Crypto Rich a big thumbs up because his interview style brought us more information, not only verbiage that was said, but body language that has never been captured before, which was extremely telling regarding a lot of the content. So I'm very happy also that that interview happened. So Paul says that, yeah, he goes, my reaction to the KYC mirrors your own. So I'm not the only one out there that was like, what the... for a few seconds. Yeah, my eyes bulged out of my head, and I'm like, oh my God, what are they doing? Michael goes, you better buy more electronium, people, before Dino buys them all. I wish I could. I can't even begin to tell you. I wish I had more money. I am a hard-working stiff, surviving day to day. I happen to have the blessing of God to have a decent business that keeps me busy. But I did not come from a wealthy family, nor do I have any wealth to speak of. And I consider myself lucky to be alive at this point in history, and to have the wherewithal to earn cryptos in the best way possible. So, but there are people out there that are not playing games and buying these things up by the millions of electronium. There are people out there that have hundreds of millions of electronium, I assure you. And people with that type of wealth don't haphazardly throw it around. You're talking big numbers, okay? And you're spending big numbers. You're very good. $100, I'll put it into the electronium, like, whatever. It's $100. All right, you're spending $500,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $500,000. You're damn sure that you've really checked things out and you really believe in what's going on, because that's a big chunk of money to invest into anything. Bitcoin to success. How do I get verified? So to get verified, once again, you're going to go to the Electronium, the Electronium Facebook page. You're going to take a look at the entry there from Electronium, from the official Electronium, and in there it's going to give you a video to watch. If you're using your Android, you're going to go to the Google Play Store, download the Yoti, Y-O-T-I app. Going to get that configured. In the Facebook page, they'll show you a QR code to add a company into Yoti. You'll scan that, and Yoti will say, oh, you want to give your information to Electronium. You'll answer the questions. It'll send that to them. That gets you level 1. Level 2 is you have to go to your electronium.com webpage that you log in to access your wallet. You go in to access your wallet, okay, just like you normally do. And under settings, you'll see you have your wallet, you have exchanges on the left-hand side there. There's settings, and when you go to settings, you can then click on the tab in there to be able to verify your account. I think it was authenticate or it was settings and then set up or something like that. And in there then you'll see your level 1, you're authenticated, you'll see a check mark. It'll ask you, do you want to go to level 2? These are the things you have to send us to be verified. You upload it, it'll go to Electronium, they'll verify that information. 24 hours or so you'll get a check mark, depending on how busy they are. Then it says you want to go to level 3, this is what we need. We need a pay stub or source of income. You upload that, 24 hours or so, you'll get an email saying you're verified, and you're done. You can move money all you want in and out at that point. All right, Michael says, hey, I'm KYC verified. Good for you, Michael. You are going to be part of a big future. So let's see here. Ramesh says my voice is low. You guys saying my voice is low? I can bring the mic up a little bit here. Let's see here. Hopefully I'm not overmodulating. 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. I lifted the mic volume a little bit. Hopefully that'll be more valuable to you. Okay. Andy saying he agrees 100% with Digit Spin Crypto. That's the reason why you guys watch this show. To get all this good juicy information and a really authentic and talented evaluation of the situation. So I'm glad I was able to bring that to you. All right, Paul saying, I'm downloading Yodi now. He's saying, and I'm going to take the plunge. Knock yourself out, Paul. Get yourself involved. Like I said, it was shocking at first. The process was easier than I expected, though it was more information than I usually would like to give or that I would normally give to a bank. It was just a little bit more. Not a whole lot more. Just a little bit more. But the meaning of it and where it's going to take you in the future, you want to be a part of this, Paul. You want to be a part of Electroneum. And I'm not telling you to buy any, or I'm not telling you to sell any. I'm telling you, if you own Electroneum, you want to be part of where they're going with this. Because you didn't buy Electroneum because you thought it was junk. You're not holding Electroneum because you thought it was junk. Like me, you didn't lose money on your initial purchases when I bought it at 3 cents and 6 cents. Not worried about that. Because you know why? I have no doubt in my mind. And I've made videos. And I purchased it at 6 cents, and it's now a penny or half a penny. Are you telling me that I don't think it's worth the purchase at this time? I do, if I was willing to pay 3 cents and 6 cents for it. But if you're holding Electroneum, you want to get yourself KYC'd, and you want to be part of where the future is going to take this coin. Smoked, and this is not normally for you. He goes, I traded my Electroneum for a taco earlier. So that's not normally Smoked. So Smoked is usually a big Electroneum holder, but obviously he's making fun of the price being low at the moment. But that's okay. In another year, you'll be able to buy the taco store. Yeah, Duncan's saying Crypto Rich, he says he thought he controlled the interview very well. Yeah, like I said, I was not a big fan of Crypto Rich, but I was a fan enough to have him subscribed. But his interview with Richard was probably the best video I've ever seen Crypto Rich do. As far, and the reason is that, like I said, he was able to bring out some emotion from Richard that you just normally don't see, and I have to give him credit for that. So Paul saying the most recent was Crypto Bitcoin Chris earlier tonight. He covered some Electroneum news in a very positive way and mentioned that there are a lot of ETN fans on his channel. Yeah, you're gonna find there's a lot that go along. There were guys that were big fans of Electroneum, and they got beat into submission by all the fudders complaining that they just kind of stopped talking about Electroneum. Who are those guys? Altcoin Buzz. He used to talk about Electroneum all the time, Jeff. And now, he's, over the last 6 months or 5 months, he's kind of been afraid to do it or something. I don't know what happened there with him. I was running over all the wires on the floor. But I have a feeling you're going to see Jeff talk about it more also. So Groth saying, yeah, do Dino a favor and let's like, comment, and subscribe. Absolutely, we'd like to see you do that right here. Hit that like button if you enjoy the show. It just makes it easier for me to be able to keep the videos going, and everything like that is appreciated. Okay, so yeah, so he goes, they don't accept enhanced ID, and I don't have a driver's license or password. Yeah, they Yodi's. You can open up a service ticket with Yodi. I think on their application, and tell them what the ID is that you have, and they're working on finding ways to accommodate proper IDs from different countries. So if they're made aware of the situation, they'll be able to fix it so that you can get yourself. So it's good that you started the process now. Open up the service ticket with Yoti and let them know what your problem is and why their system won't accept it. You could try, I think it asks for a government ID or whatever. You could try to, you can still scan it and the front and back with Yoti, and it'll then import it in. I'm not sure if it'll reject it or if it'll accept it, but give it a shot. All right, so we talked about all that good stuff. Let's take a quick look while you guys are putting up anything else. Let's take a quick look at what's going on now. My ASIC miner. Let's take a look at that real quick because mining is also important. Now you guys know I've been mining BitTube. BitTube's been on a tear. I picked them up at 3 cents a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's up to 7 cents. And it's gonna go up and down, but it's on a hot streak at the moment. We'll see where they end up going. Let's go to Crypt Unit. And I don't want Crypto Unit. I do this every time. It just kind of auto-populates. There we go, Crypt Unit. Let's see where we are, because it appears that there's a crumb load full of new miners that have come online. And I've taken a look. There's actually a website, maybe you guys remember, you can put it out there, where you can go and you can see all of the pools and their value. It's like mining stats, something. Yeah, let's see if I can find that real quick. It's really pretty neat. Let's just try mining stats. It's not coming up. It's something to that effect. When I go to, I have it up on my computer screen downstairs, and I wasn't smart enough to drop the link on this broadcast system, so unfortunately. But the moral of the story is I took a look at it, and obviously you had Pool In, and originally they had like the largest share of Electronium, and then there's been a new pool that was added, AP pool or something to that effect, another Chinese pool, and it literally just blew away. I have no idea where, like 30% of all the hashing power just came online instantly, and what appears to be instantly. So it was either that pool was not being, the information was not being collected, or a whole bunch of ASICs are being tested, or something before they go out to the market. But what I could tell you is the hashing power for Electronium has skyrocketed, literally skyrocketed, as they're making more of these X3s and or should I say kryptonite mining ASICs. So basically we're down to 432 Electronium a day, right? And you guys that have been watching and following, you've been watching this. We were just like last month or so, month and a half ago, we were making 900 a day. We're down to 432 a day. I think that it's possible, if you doubled the count that's currently there, we could see this hit 300, maybe 250 coins a day. You know, in the next 6 months, it's possible. And this should also help bring the price of Electronium up, because you would obviously need a whole bunch of ASICs to be able to bring in any volume of coins. And with so many people out there mining them, and you're earning less and less, you know, the cost to manufacture that Electronium goes up, and those that are mining it are not going to be exactly excited. Nobody in their right mind wants to spend $1,000 a month on electricity to earn $500 and sell the Electronium at $500. I would rather take the lost $500 and go buy a bottle of champagne, take my wife out to the movies, and not have to work and monitor and track it all. It does not make sense. Those that are spending that $1,000 are going to want to hold on to those coins till the price goes up. So if they don't put them on the market and there's less coins being sold, the volume of people purchasing them is the same or goes up. The price goes up to a point where you at least break even. If it goes up higher, you can make some money. So there will be a point of completely diminishing returns where the folks that are mining them and dumping them, it won't make any sense. Okay? Now, if you got 100 machines and you're able to make $1 on each one, you're making $100 a day. Yeah, maybe it's worth your time. If you're losing 50%, that's a big number to lose every day. You ain't gonna do it. You're either gonna shut off the machines or you're gonna hold the coins. Drives the price up. So the more machines that come online, it actually strengthens the Electronium network, and at some point will literally drive the cost of Electronium up also. So at $2.30, it probably cost me, like I said, about $2.50 a day just to keep that machine running. $2.25 a day. I pay what, 11 cents per kilowatt hour. So I think I calculated out about $2.50 to keep the machine running. So my machine's making me 30 cents right now. I think that's the reason why you haven't seen the price of Electronium go down any further. It hits a floor. It goes down, but it always seems to hit a floor. And that floor is being generated by the guys that are making these coins in volume. They've got to make some money on it. Something. So they're not going to want to see it go below that. So they'll dry it up, and then the price will go back. Once they stop selling it, the price goes back up, and then they can put the coins back on. So it keeps a floor value. But the harder and harder it gets, the higher the price will go, because that price has to go up. Otherwise, there's no reason to sell them. They hold them, and then the price will go up naturally to that price. It's simple as that. Duncan Selby, thoughts on Argentina? I'm not sure you want my thoughts on Argentina. Argentina was the wealthiest country in South America. They have oil reserves, gigantic. They own all of the, Citgos. I think it's Citgo. Isn't it Citgo in the United States? That is Argentinian oil that owns those. In every country, there are people that have an abundance of wealth. There's a middle class, and there are those that are in need. And in any worthy country, their generosity through churches, through government programs, is to help those genuinely in need. So when you pass away on a mattress, not on a curb. The United States is one of the most generous countries in the entire world. And I'm not talking about the government, I'm talking about the people of the United States give generously to those not only in the United States but around the world, out of their own pockets. Argentina Let's take a look here. Is going through some serious issues right now. And their government seems to have a constant corruption level. Most of the South American countries have some growing pains. And it's unfortunate. And I have to take back some of my conversation because I was thinking of Venezuela. Venezuela had the oil reserves, and Venezuela owns Citgo. And I obviously had a senior moment there for a second, so please forgive me. So going back to Argentina, you know, they have some issues to go through. I think that here's my personal opinion on the matter. I think that governments, if the people bring in and elect bad governments, only bad things are going to happen for them. And unfortunately, a lot of people get misled. And I think that that the people of most of these countries deserve a lot better than what they're getting through their governments. I'm going to leave it at that. And I apologize for because these guys make me crazy. Venezuela. That is a complete shame. And this is what happens when you bring in socialist governments. They bring everybody down. Socialism brings everybody down to the lowest common denominator. And you're all miserable. So that's what happens when you vote for that stuff. That's my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Anyway, Electronium Vampire. Because he loves my videos, brother. It's Electronium or bust. Yes, I agree 100%. And Electronium's going to do well. However, I think that Electronium has a good opportunity to help the folks in South America. I think there's a lot of large-scale companies. There's a lot of wealth in South America. And I think that cryptocurrency as a whole might be able to bring the power back to people as we go forward. I think the same for Africa. Africa obviously has its own issues and has to deal with things themselves. But I think that cryptocurrency that is capable of interacting with the economies of the world because it's KYC'd properly and is a bridge into fintech technologies that are approved and capable of being used around the world, I think will be a big benefit for these folks. Obviously in the Arabias, these guys got more money than you can kind of shake a stick at. Some of them, and some countries are just oil wealthy to a point where everybody gets paid every year from the government. They get a check. Others, again, there's always, no matter what system, there's always those that have and those that don't. I think India will be a big benefactor of Electronium, and I think that these folks are so creative, and this is they're creative to a point where some of them go into scams and things like that, and they do evil with it. But the people of India are a creative group, and I think that they will have some great benefit from this. A lot of these dictatorial and theocracies, you'll see that they'll get into cryptocurrencies, but they'll try to keep it controlled. China. China is. I have my thoughts on this here. Obviously, China being a communist country, the last thing they want to do is lose power, and money is power. So the last thing that they're going to want to do is let the money change, so that they know without the money they can lose grip on that. So they are going to fight tooth and nail to try to control cryptocurrencies. I also believe that, and I've talked about this in other videos, that they'll try to keep people out of some of the bigger cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and what have you, because their miners, they let the miners run, they let them build the miners that control and regulate the Bitcoin network. And I think that at that point, then they will have control of the money supply for all of the rest of the world. And if their people are not using it, they can wreak havoc on those money supplies as economic warfare, if needed, against the rest of the world. So these guys are smart folks. As far as the government, their people are the most creative and very. I find them to be, for the most part, very friendly, creative, and fun people. I've had a couple of Chinese guys that worked for me, and a lady, and they were the sweetest people that I think I've employed. Always happy, always smiling. So I love. I wish I could go to China. I'd love to visit there one day. I think it would be fun. Same with Japan. Japan would be a blast. If you guys had I'm curious. Tell me in the chat if you guys had a chance to go to one country. You made a whole bunch of money in crypto, and you're going to take a trip to one country. What country would you go to? Tell me about it in the chat. But Japan would be a nice place. There's a lot of wealth in Japan, obviously, and they're going to invest. Same with South Korea. This is a hotbed over here for technology. These guys have got it going on. I personally like the Russia. They again, they're very smart folks. Very smart folks, and very technology fluent. The Europeans. I don't know if any of you guys are from Europe, but it's Europe. It's where the history comes from, right? I guess that's what I can say. It's where history came from. So, for the Western cultures, it's an interesting group of countries. Obviously, all high tech and smart. Canada, they're just nice people. Canada's all right. All right. So, hey, Duncan's saying that he read somewhere that 20% of the world's mobile phones are in India. I don't doubt it. The amount of population in India is staggering. I thought I read somewhere it was in a billion people. The world's largest democracy. India is just cram-packed with folks. Very creative folks, and yeah, when you literally just have that many people, you're just gonna, just by sheer numbers, you're gonna just outweigh everything. Italy, yeah, Italy, that's where the history comes from. All those European countries, all history. It's you can't not want to go there. So Debo wants to go to Italy. I have Italian heritage, so Italy would be an awesome place to go visit. I agree with you guys. I mean, you couldn't help but want to go to Rome. see all of the sheer goodness and history that goes on there. I mean, it's something that you definitely would like to take a look at. Get yourself some good pizza. So Doc Ox goes, I'm going to make so much money in Electronium, I'm going to buy a house in Thailand. So Thailand's over here. Let's go. Come on, Thailand should be right over here. So Cambodia, let's see, Thailand. Here we go. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about tourism in Thailand. There's a lot of culture there, and there's a lot of history there. A shocking amount. I believe they have a monarchy that is pretty tight, controlling in the government, and so that may be a challenge. I don't think that I would be comfortable living in Thailand, but that would definitely be to see some of the ancient ruins and architecture in Thailand. Looking at it in pictures is not the same as being there. And I think I saw Jeff from All Coin Buzz, and he was going from country to country. Lucky guy, and he was in Thailand for quite a while, doing some stuff there, and beautiful country. So that would be nice. Bangkok is a lot of fun. I guess if I was a younger guy, maybe that might that might be something that I'd like to do. But it's on my radar as a visitor. But I personally would love to go see Japan. I'd love to go see China. There's so much rich history in China, and so many wonders to go see in China. I'd love to go visit China. Believe it or not, I am kind of interested in Moscow and Russia to see some of the architecture there. Europe, there's no country in Europe that there's something wonderful to go see and do, except maybe the Icelandic countries. Ireland is beautiful. UK, who doesn't want to go to London and check that out? France, the Eiffel Tower and all of its museums. Spain and Portugal. Italy, absolutely. I'm even curious in Romania and some of these others. Now, Greece, that's a no-brainer. See the Parthenon and oh geez, I'd love to go see that. So Doc Ox says it's cheap. Yeah, I heard that your money goes really far in Thailand. That you can do a lot of stuff there. I forgot the currency that they use, but yeah, I heard it was wonderful. The things that you can get. Okay, Nottingham. Yeah, he wants to go see Nottingham. But he's living in there. Jay says that he's in downtown Bangkok right now. Let's see if we can pick him out. What street you on? I don't know. I can't read any of this. It looks like all Chinese to me. The giant swing. They got all sorts of stuff here, huh? And you look at the satellite view. You can go into some of the... Look, they got... What's this, a racetrack? It looks like a horse racing or something. I see the stands. It could be just a school for all I know. It's got some kind of fields in the middle here, so maybe it's a school. The Anti-Corruption Museum. Now that's got to be not very entertaining. Who goes to an anti-corruption museum? That's very weird. But the government house, yeah, this... baht. I think, was it baht is the currency in Thailand? Baht. So he's putting Sukhumvit 11. I don't know I couldn't even find that if I was trying. So we'll find it now. Here, the Golden Mountain Temple. Look at this thing here. Tell me that. I mean, look at this architecture. The architecture in Thailand, in all those South Asian countries, is just so unique and so wonderful. Interesting stuff. You can't help but be fascinated by some of this stuff. You can always tell the center of a city, everything kind of goes to it. You can kind of tell that this was an important area here, because everything kind of goes around this, and all these roads lead to this little cube here. So this obviously was an important part of the city at some point. And I could be wrong, I'm just shooting at the hip here, but you know, when you get the temple there and some other stuff, I would imagine historically it's an important area. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Well campus, that's where I'm heading. Oh, you're going to school there. BitConnect headquarters, yeah. BitConnect headquarters I thought was in India. That's where they had it. Okay, so Jay's saying the place where the racetrack is, that's a sports club. Yeah, I thought maybe it was a race where they were doing horse races or something. This kind of looked like that initially. It looks like there's what, an airport. Here's an airport or something. Oh no, it's a train station. So yeah, they got it going on there, huh? They got lots of stuff happening there in Thailand. Unlike our buddies in North Korea. Wow, gotta go through the clouds here. Let's see here. Oh, our poor buddies in North Korea, where there's... I've actually spent hours following some roads, going from little communities to community, and just looking at what they have there in North Korea. And yeah, interesting. A lot of mountains, but it is what it is. All right, guys. I think we've had a lot of fun for tonight. Hey, thanks for letting me go off yonder into something nonsensical, and talking about the world. It's a small little blue ball out there, huh? That's it's amazing. You gotta love this Google World stuff. Hey, right. So hey, listen. You know, spend some energy, get yourself KYC'd. Let's see if we can give away some cryptos real quick. Let's take a look here. Let's get a random number picker. Let's do that before you guys leave. Let's generate. I'm gonna pick a winner from the last live video. Fortunately, it got split, so I'm gonna take it from number 1. And I don't think there was a whole lot of entries, so there's a good chance that you could possibly win. 13 becomes 50. I'm going to give away 50 either Electronium or web dollars. Alright, we want to give away one of those two. And it's going to be 50. Let's go over to our comment picker. I've already put it in. Let's fetch. Let's, you know, just to be fair, just in case anybody put in a late entry, let's just make sure, because there's only like 6. Let's go to my channel, and what we're going to do is go to this particular video. That's fine. Don't think there's any to review. Here's what we're going to do. Let's go to comments. You guys get to see all this stuff. You guys know what it's all about. And let's just make sure. I'm going to spread this up. Let's go to comments. Let's just make sure there's no late minute entries. And good. So we had just a 1, and it's not relative. So let's pick it. We'll fetch it again. Let's pick a winner. And Charles Gamlin is our big winner of 50 Electronium. I'm going to get that out to you, Charles. It's already 12:30. I'm going to try to do that tonight. If not, I'll get it done for you tomorrow. Charles Gamlin. And today is, I don't even know what today's date is. Today's September 18th. And I wrote that down, my trusty pen. Congratulations to you. And big winner for Electronium. Put your web dollar or Electronium address down below. And the next live video, I will do another giveaway. You have to be in this particular video to win next time. So make that happen for yourself. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys make me laugh. I enjoy communicating with you. And I will see you next time.